If you find yourself questioning everything, then you're in the right place. If you're here from my other video, then I'm going to break down what it means to be playful, how to get into that energy, and why that can feel like a mile away. Even though it can be so simple, it is actually much more difficult than you can imagine if you haven't been used to it in your body to be playful. Ultimately, it comes down to not associating yourself with your thoughts anymore. And by doing so, you can get into this modality. First and foremost, you have to shed the idea that you are your thoughts. Your thoughts are actually just floating clouds in your mind. They have nothing to do with you. And when you associate with your thoughts, you will start overthinking and you will start being someone that you are actually not. We are all tied to our past because of the fact that we associate with our thoughts. We associate with events and experiences that have happened to us. But these things don't actually matter when you come down to who you actually are. Who you truly are matters way more than who you've been, how you've been, but your thoughts will tell you otherwise. So the more you can kind of get yourself into your heart center, get yourself just feel your way into life, you will be golden in terms of just enjoying life, but also to find your purpose, to find what actually resonates with you. And I can't tell you what your purpose is, but what I can do is find the way to guide you towards exactly what you do want to do. And ultimately, I'm going to suggest that playfulness is a huge part of everyone's life. But we often say that playfulness or the imagination are just these things that kids do. And if we don't, maybe we do actually let ourselves do them, but we don't do it enough. And it all comes down to what we associate with being an adult and how we see living like this. We see things like being serious and paying our bills, getting shit done, living life like that. But ultimately, you're just going to constantly go from one thing to another and not actually find who you truly are. You're not going to experience life as you. You're always going to be doing it through your thoughts. And your thoughts are just this lens that project this idea of who you are. So you'd be living this mask and not actually being you. I thought I knew what authenticity was until I started stepping onto camera, until I started doing my writing, until I started doing things that I loved and did it from a place of playfulness. One thing that I really would push you to think about is how is it in your life that you've just not been this person, that you've just pushed away that child in you to actually experience life through this playful act of just enjoying life and just not constantly worrying and chasing worry. You will feel like, oh wow, life can just be playful, life can just be enjoyable. But ultimately, it's going to come down to letting go of attaching yourself to your thoughts. More importantly, beyond that, you just want to get into being who you truly are, letting go of these old wounds and being playful, being in your purpose. And that's going to take letting go of one of the biggest wounds of all and one of the most difficult parts about getting into playfulness. Often playfulness cannot be like it cannot happen until you feel safe to do it. I will tell you this from experience. I have been doing this workshop. It's run through Aaron, Victor, and Melissa. These are like people that are quite big on YouTube, and they have just they've opened a door for me to realize, oh my god, I can actually do way more than I thought I was allowing myself to do. And I think ultimately I wasn't chasing the thing that I was telling myself to do. I'm like, I have a master's degree, so I'm going to go get a job and work that job and enjoy it. And like, I still wanted to do something that I enjoyed, don't get me wrong. But then I found myself questioning, like, do I actually want to work like that? Do I even want to do things that like I've just been telling myself to do, forcing myself, like thinking my way into life? It felt like I was just like pushing myself through like a meat grinder. Excuse the imagery. I don't know why I thought about that. But anyway, just really focusing yourself on who you truly want to live as in this life. And ultimately, your purpose is going to guide you there. But your purpose is not going to feel safe. Nothing's going to feel safe until you actually do the work. So, for me, the way that I was able to get into this modality of playfulness is by fully surrendering to the heart center. And your mind is going to race. Your mind is going to tell you no. Oh my god, we cannot do this. You're, what are you doing? You know, like your mind is going to shame you, guilt you, make it so fearful, put such anxiety and burdens upon you to not do this. But the only way you're going to be able to sit with this and sit with this energy is doing various things. There are multiple things you can be trying to do, but the things that have worked for me are breath work, meditation, yoga nidra. You can look up how to do various things. I know a lot of people kind of push back against meditation because they can't sit still. They're constantly thinking about their thoughts. But a huge thing I've been realizing is, are you constantly trying to change your thoughts? If so, then you have a problem with just being yourself. And I completely relate. So I'm not like shaming or, putting any guilt. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, the behavior, it can change, but there's nothing wrong with you, as I want to say. Focus then on not being associated with their thoughts, observing them, and then realizing that just the thoughts can keep coming. Let them keep coming. You're going to sit there and meditate. You're going to sit there and just let it all go. Let it all go. And maybe what you'll find is that you need to meditate, and then you're going to journal this all out. You're going to sit with your journal, and you're going to sit there and like really face yourself. And I don't mean face yourself because ultimately your true self is not going to judge you. Your true self actually loves you. Your true self has all the patience in the world and is like, okay, we can do this. The ego, or what you've been associating with, which is your thoughts, have been driving you towards everything that you don't want. But it's telling you we need to do this for survival. The only way you're going to get out of this modality is you got to start questioning yourself. Am I doing this just to survive? Am I doing this in order to get money? Am I doing this because I want love from people? Do I find myself getting attached to everything that is not me? What about me? Is there something wrong with myself that I am not addressing? And the question for you then is, beyond all these questions, I think it's just asking yourself, who were you before all of this happened? Who were you where before all the time you were like just associating with your thoughts? And it's going to come down to just really thinking about, if if the person I've been being is not actually aligned with who I truly am, then the only way to get into the modality of your purpose and enjoyment and living playfully and having fun and making your whole day fun, by the way, is by actually listening to your heart. And it is going to take grieving, it's going to take journaling, it's going to take sitting with that energy. But I will tell you, meditation did not work for me right away. Yoga Nidra will help you tenfold because Yoga Nidra, what it does is it gets you to sink into your heart. It will your thoughts will eventually dissolve because everyone here sleeps. I mean, even if you have sleep issues, which by the way, yes, I've had sleep issues for quite some time, so I can totally relate. 10 years if anything. So there's really no like excuse around it. Like you can do this. And I don't mean to like shame anybody when I say that. I'm saying you actually can do this. Start really focusing on who you truly want to live as. And just think about how much play you are having in your life. How can you make life more playful? So the questions, I mean, like I'm kind of jumping back and forth, but Yoga Nidra, meditation, and then journaling are three things I would advise you to do in order to get into playfulness. But it's not going to come. It's going to take you facing yourself. It's going to take facing who you've been, because that's not actually who you are. It's just who you've been, and therefore you can change that. You can be someone else. You can be your inner child. You could have fun. Life can be fun. You could make money from that. And life can just be easy from there. And that's all it takes. Really, is just shedding all that you were and start associating with being someone new and bringing that playfulness into everything you do. Into everything you do. And I'm telling you, if you've ever had the idea that like, wait a minute, like that person's eyes are like glimmering when they're speaking, like there's something shining about them. That is the playfulness. That is that shining light that every single one of you has access to. There is nothing special about me or anybody else that it has this glowing light about them. It's all about getting that playfulness, and you'll have to, face the like demons or shadows or whatever, but it's gonna just take feeling your way there. Feeling your way there. Stop thinking, and I mean, like, don't try to control the thinking, but like, stop associating yourself with the thoughts. You are not your thoughts, you are your heart center. You feel your way into life, and you've always been doing that since you were a child. You were intuitive, and you knew exactly what you wanted, and now you know exactly what you want now. You will know exactly what you want now. You'll know your purpose, and I'm telling you because I literally unlocked it for myself. I literally got it for myself after doing unbearable breath work that like honestly I would have never done before. And then doing this like dream like meditation that like made me have a vision for what I truly wanted. And it wasn't what I wanted before. It took letting go. So you really have to shed those wounds. You really have to shed who you are. You'll have to, you might cry. You might have to shed a tear. But I'm telling you, you will get to that playfulness, that joy, and life will be just easy in the present moment, and it'll continue to be. And it can it start right now. It can start right this second, but it's also going to just take facing yourself. Thank you, and yeah, if you like this video, like and subscribe. Yeah, thanks for coming, and take care.